Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And guess what I'm doing? Hey, if you guessed, I'm doing something with miniatures. You're right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a knife. I'm going to cut some grooves in this to make sure it holds glue well. I'm going to get a little bit of glue. Just like that. I'm going to stick 2 pieces of cardstock on it. Just like that. I'm going to flop it over just like that, right? There's a lot of just likes going on. Then I think that's pretty dry. I'm going to cut the excess off the best I can. And that one didn't come off just right, but that's okay. Just going to snip that. There we go. This is going to be a base. I'm going to make another one of the Immortalz, which is a gang of robots or cyborgs, people that essentially didn't want to be brought back to life against their own terms anymore. So instead, they are now becoming part machines. Now I have this doopy robot, and I have several of these, and I have no idea what I want to do with these. So I was thinking this would be a good thing to either A, get parts off of, or B, use as a main body for this. So to get these off, these legs off, because his feet are way too big for what I want to do, I'm going to cut that head off too. Okay. I need some new little stubby legs for him, or wheels for the sides. Either one would work well. I'm thinking wheels. I have these dumb little doofy buttons here. They're not really buttons, they're just little, I don't know what they are, little game piece checkers or something. For some little portable travel game. I think they'd make good wheels. So I'm going to get a little dab as close to the center as I can there. I'm going to stick that right on there like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Oh, mistakes were made. Now I'm going to burn myself. Oh, of course I will. Okay. Something like that. Okay. All right. Now in order to mount that on there, I'm just going to get a tiny dab of glue on both there and there. I'm going to shove that in an angle on the base. I might tilt it back a little bit, just like that. Then I want to be able to attach my guy on here, and I think I just want to do the head actually. So I'm just going to come in here, take his head, just like that, and I'm going to shove it on there. Then we want to use his arms. We don't want to lose those. So we're just going to snip these a little bit. I want those hands to kind of match. So since that was broken off, I'm just going to snap that off too. something like that. I have this cool head that I kind of want to keep, but I kind of want to use it too. He's already got a cool looking enough back, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to save these for another sculpt, another piece. So I got some cool head on there. I'm going to get my super glue. Where's that at? Do I have one that's open? I probably do. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit on the base here. I'm going to put some little tiny pieces of cardstock on that just to be pieces of scrap. Just to try to make this a little bit more interesting. Okay. I just blew some of the excess glue off onto my floor. And let's get some baking soda. Let's blow some of that baking soda all over the place. And let's make sure he's pretty sturdy. He seems pretty sturdy. All right, hold on, let me get a drink here. Sweet. All right. Now, if we want to paint him up, let me get a sleeve, some black paint. Oh, that's almost empty. I knew that yesterday and I forgot to go to the store today. Well, I didn't forget to go to the store. I had to go to the store for a lot of different things today. I just chose not to. Let me grab a slice of cardboard. I'm going to get a soft kind of makeup brush and some white paint. Oh, my nose. All right, that is coming loose. Just the tiniest bit right there. So what I'm going to do, a little bit of glue there, just like that. I'm going to re-baking soda that real quick with just the tiniest sprinkle. I'm going to push that up and see if it squeezes some out. There we go. Okay. Pretty good. a couple things that didn't work out just the way I hoped they would. Some things that aren't super noticeable on here that I was hoping would be. One of the things I remembered is that the wheels are kind of plain and boring. I don't know how it's going to turn out on the final paint job, but I'm just going to get some of these little rivet things I use. Put 2 of those on the middle of those wheels the best I can. And let's hope I can do it without being too sloppy. Let's hope that's about the center. There we go. There we go. All right, let's hope we can fix the rest of that with the paint job. Okay, so we're going to leave the head alone for now. We're going to do the body. And to do that body, we're going to use 3 colors. First thing we're going to use is a little bit of this metallic brown. I'm going to get this kind of soft brush with some water here. Okay. We're going to hit the base up. And the body. Probably didn't need to do the white all over him, but we did, and that's done and done. I'm going to get a little bit of this reddish brown, which apparently I'm having some drama with in my lid here. I'm going to get my brush wet. I'm just going to dab around and create some different variation on him. Just like that. Then I'm going to get a little bit of gray. Whoops, throwing glue everywhere. There's that glue I couldn't find. It was open. So you know how that always works. Let me get a little bit of water. A little bit of that. Okay. Now to make sure I get all around his neck real clean, I'm going to use a small brush. Some of that metallic, and I'm just going to clean that up with some of that brown. Just to make sure it's nice and clean and everything's the way I need it. I'm also going to get back in that little jetpack area a little better there. Okay. Let's hot air gun this. Having some robot pieces around, stuff like this, makes a lot easier of a craft. Now, let's get a little bit of flesh tone. Yeah, I know I got a paint mixer right over there on the right there, but we're going to use this instead. Okay. Rinse that out. If your kids grow out of underwear, they make great paint thingies for wiping your brushes. So I'm going to do his hair in shamrock green, it looks like, and I have not used this for quite a while. I can only think of one time I've ever used this besides my son using it on Space Marines. So Okay. Okay. Now for his eyes, I'm going to use a little bit of black to do like his glasses. Okay. Boop. I'm going to use a really tiny brush. You could use a toothpick, I guess. But I'm going to use a tiny brush. And I'm intentionally ignoring the fact that there are frames on those, because I want it to look like they are like just on his eyes, like he's holding them in like monocles or something. Then I'm going to do this little screen on his chest in blue. This is called Laguna. And he's got all these little buttons. I'm going to do this long one here in red. I'm going to do this other little one here in red. These long ones. I'm going to do two of these little ones in blue. All I'm going to do is just touch that button just a little bit like that. I'm going to use this bright green for the next one. And I'm also going to use that bright green on that long one on the top there because I'm getting lazy and kind of rushing. Not rushing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright, so I want him to have a kind of cool color on him. I'm going to use this Tuscan teal. And I'm just going to do a really sloppy paint job on this dude to kind of make him look like he was once a robot that was painted a color. And so I'm going to focus on some of these flatter spots just with some paint, some of these outer spots a little bit. But I don't want to do a great job here. What the goal is for this to look like a choppy paint job that's not been maintained, that's been beat up and worn over time. And different consistencies of paint will help sell that effect in different ways. If you see what I'm saying. A little bit of paint can go a long way on something like that. We don't want to get those wheels because we want those to kind of look like something else. Okay. Cool. Something like that. Just getting those cracks. I'm going to do my wheels. And my favorite color on earth, pigment. But we're doing the same kind of concept though. We're not going for perfection. We're going for like they were once painted and that paint has been worn off. Okay, something like that. Then on the inside of those, just kind of hit those the best you can. Okay, something like that. Now I'm going to get that black that I had out earlier. I'm just going to go around and do this base. Because I have this weird thing where I like this little barrier between fantasy and reality, even though you're setting it on terrain, which is more fantasy. But I don't know. It's just a thing that I like. Maybe it's more for display purposes. I don't know. I just like it. It reminds me of the pre-painted minis that D&D did, or that Hasbro did, WizKids and stuff, before they made the clear bases. What are you thinking? Not bad, right? I don't even think we're at 25 yet. Now, there's a little bit of the green there showing through the base. And check this out. I'm going to get some water, some of that black paint. I'm just going to shove that down in that crack. Get rid of the green from that base. Just like that. I'm going to get a little bit more of that water. Send that out and just kind of drag it around and make the base oily in some spots. I'm going to get it right in the wheel there, down on there, and a little bit there. Okay. We're almost done here. We're going to hit them with the air gun real quick, and then we're going to get a metallic, synthetic brush, and see what we can do. But let's hit them with the air gun real quick. That'll do it. Put my shamrock away. Goodbye, shamrock. Oh, that's not where shamrock goes. So I'm going to get a tiny little bit of this plate mail. This is just metal, like silver. And I'm going to get that synthetic brush. Now, with that synthetic brush, I'm going to drag a lot of that paint off of there. And I'm going to hit some areas that could or should be beat up a little bit. Like the hand pieces, maybe the shoulders, maybe he's been fighting with these. I'm going to hit this metal plate on the ground some with it to show that it's got some edge work. Same with this one on the back. I'm going to hit the wheels up some, maybe the studs on the wheels a little bit. Okay. We just don't want to hit his face. That's the most important part. We don't want to beat the face up. Okay, I think that looks good. So there's our next guy from the Immortalz. I think we'll call him Mr. Wheeler. Funny jokes. Anyways, hey, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon. Leave a comment and all that stuff that makes the algorithmos happy. The algorithmos, if you don't know what that is, they're these crazy dudes that they're like these AI beings that somehow control everything we're doing on the internet. That's the sound of me drinking our unofficial sponsor, who doesn't know they're our unofficial sponsor, who Sweeney has reached out to and said, hey, our guy's drinking a lot of this beer. Maybe you should send him some for free or whatever you're going to do to help him out. So let's hope they answer him back with something positive that'll really help our cause. In the meantime, I want to talk about what you might could do with a body that you have left over like this. In a world like this a weird, strange future, it probably would not be wrong to get a bead. That one might not be good enough, but that might be. You could totally still use this guy just by getting that. Throwing a bead on there like that. Getting a little bit on top. Just to make a little, fill in that hole. Like that. You could make a race of alien or robot people like this. I think that'd be neat. It's just a thought. You wouldn't have to do it. It's just an idea. I'm not sure what these guys are all about. But you could totally do something like that. I think it'd be neat and cool. So, I don't know. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, www.dungeonswag.com and the Discord, both linked in the description, and a 25% discount code on your first Dungeon Swag subscription. Keep that in mind, because it might be useful to you. His head's starting to pop off. Not good. My head, glob, glob, glob. Man, I want to make some weird aliens like this now. I love that. It could be something cool. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Blah, blah, blah.